Supergirl.
Hey guys, just finished watching Supergirl Season 2, Episode 21, Resist. Wow, this is a great episode. I mean, it's the second to final episode. It was a really fun episode, super action-packed. And it was like really cool. I love the ending of it. Even though I kind of saw the ending coming a mile away. I mean, I wasn't sure exactly when he was going to show up, and I knew he was going to be in this episode a little bit. Not at least to set up for the next week's episode. So it's definitely going to be fun to see where that goes and how the Supergirl-Superman fight takes place. I kind of wish we got 2 full episodes of the Superman fight and have it end with him pretty much. I don't know, I just think it'd be really cool to see Superman really punch her and spend 2 episodes, have a 2 episode long fight. I think that would have been way better, and have him set up in last week's episode for a 2 episode arc fight. That would have been really cool, and it end with him punching her and just blood just coming out of her, and like and she's falling in midair type thing, and it picks right up with her landing after that huge punch or something like that. I think that would be really cool to see that. It's also going to be fun to see how they play with it. You know, does Supergirl try and fight him? Why does it look like in the trailers for next episode that they're fighting right in the middle of National City? Why not go fight in the desert or something like that, or on the moon, or somewhere where, you know, if they do damage, it's not going to hurt. They're not going to do as much damage as they would in the city. You know, the Man of Steel thing. You know, and take the thing. So I really hope they try and address that. Now, you know, maybe they don't. Maybe she doesn't trust their place, but. I just think you can get the same effect of them fighting in water if they go fight on a desert beach or an island somewhere where no one is, and yet still have the water effect without having to have them in the middle of National City. I think it would be cool if they just went out onto some island and then filmed a scene type of thing. That would be cool. Kind of like the island they have for the Star Wars movies where Rey finds Luke and stuff. I think an idea like that would be kind of cool. But the one part that did bother me is at the beginning it was all dragging on with all the, oh yes, I'm sorry, you know, and you know, not trying to, don't fire at the missile, don't fire this gun at this ship, and all that. And it just seems so convenient that they just have this thing on there after all the things they've gone through. I guess it was a bit convenient also having Martian Manhunter just out for commission. I guess they would make sense though that Alina would have had time to kind of, you know, take him out and stuff like that. But it would have been nice to see her, see how she took him out, you know, and see a little bit more about how she studied him and how she, you know, knows so much about Martian DNA to be able to take him out so easily. So it's gonna be fun to see how things continue on with this. But again, like the things that I found annoying was, you know, all the sad moments, like, oh, go be faster, and you know, like it just felt very like it just felt just cheesy and stuff when all this stuff, especially when Kara was going to get onto the ship and stuff, and Alex was like, be fast and all that stuff, and it was just there was just too much of that. You know, everyone trying to find each other, and then they find each other in the bar, and it was so much of you know, of, oh thank God you're alive and all this. It was just so much like sappy, sad shit. It was just at the beginning, which didn't feel like the invasion only started at the beginning of this episode. The invasion hasn't been going on for an episode or anything like that, so it just seemed a little bit much at the beginning of this episode. But then at the end, seeing Linda Carter and Terry Hatcher in scenes together, that was pretty cool. It was very interesting seeing those two together, and even though it was only on screen, and getting the reveal that Linda Carter is an alien and stuff. So that's going to be fun to see how that goes, how they play with that next season. I'd like to see them definitely touch on that, you know, once this whole invasion is done, and once they're done with this, I'd love to see them test on that and see, you know, is Kara and Alex going to tell John Jones right away? I think they should tell him. So it's going to be fun to see how they deal with that once they're done with this invasion stuff. So it was definitely a cool thing to see. It was kind of cheesy seeing you know, Terry Hatcher trying to make Mon-El and Mon-El and Lena try to marry and stuff. That was kind of cheesy and stuff, but it was okay. I mean, it was. Some of the stuff, like I said, was cheesy, but it was quite fun. It was quite cool seeing them having to work with Lena, and then Lena kind of training them. Lena kind of not Lena, but Lena's mother there, and stuff like that. Seeing her trying to, you know, leave there and betraying them and all that stuff, which was interesting when. You know, Mon-El just walks off the ship with his mother when he knows Supergirl is going to get destroyed. I think it would have made way more sense. It would have made true to his character, as if Supergirl had pushed him and then she hit the button, and then she pushed him, and then boom, he got sucked in or stuff like that without him wanting to do it. Him walking out, leaving the ship on his own volition and walking like that. didn't make sense whatsoever to the character at all. So I would like to have seen that. It would have been better just to see her push him and then press the button and then him get teleported back home safely without his control stuff like that. Would have made more sense to the character. I mean, because he's done so much stuff for her and stuff, and it just seems like they have such a strong relationship. It doesn't make sense for him to want to leave her and her not leave him and stuff. It didn't make sense at all. So I didn't like that. But also it was cool seeing Cat Grant back and seeing her talk and seeing her speech on the TV and stuff. Although I just don't understand how. I mean, yeah, we haven't seen Cat Grant in a long time and all that, and I just don't get how she all of a sudden just able to talk to people. It was a cool speech, though. It was a great speech. But I don't know. I just didn't see that. I would like to have seen maybe Perry White in this. Maybe Cat Grant and Perry White were in the same room. That would have been cool as if they showed a Perry White on this type of thing. I think that would have been quite interesting. Maybe they call up Perry White, asking for Clark, and actually cast a Perry White. That would have been cool to see that too. James would definitely have his number in his cell phone, right? So that was quite cool. It also was interesting seeing Cat Grant kind of recognizing James through his Guardian helmet just because of the slit of the eyes. Yet she can't recognize Kara in there. I mean, I know they're kind of doing that probably on purpose, but it just seems a little bit silly that they're, Cat Grant, Calista Flockhart is not going to come on for the next full season next season. There's a reason why CW didn't keep her on as a full timer, because she costs too much money and stuff. They're keeping her periodic appearances. So it just seems like, what's the point of having her realize that James is Guardian and see right through his mask, literally, and then not be able to see Kara and all that stuff all these times. So that's good. It was quite weird seeing with that. It was quite fun seeing with that, but at the same time, it was just kind of like, what's the point if she's not going to be a full season member for the rest of the next season, So that's going to be interesting to see with that. Also playing along with the whole Lena not knowing that Kara is Supergirl and all that, and that's going to be interesting to see how that goes. And I think it's going to be fun to see. I could see maybe Lena's mother kind of telling her after all this that Supergirl is Kara or something like that, or hinting at it, leaving me some clues. I think that would be a fun thing to leave on for the end of the season. So it's gonna be fun to see where things go with this and how the fight goes with Superman. That is definitely gonna be cool. Hopefully some sort of red kryptonite is involved or something like that, and then they have to deal with that for the next season or something. It's definitely gonna be fun, especially with the return of Zod appearing from that. So that'll be fun. Maybe Rhea goes into the Phantom Zone and lets out all these Phantom Zone people that Superman's been trapping in the Phantom Zone for the past 10, 12 years since before Supergirl came to Earth. So I think that's going to be cool to see if they do something like that. And I think that would be a fun way to do it. They did just establish the Phantom Zone, so it's going to be fun to see how they do with that. So that's going to be a fun episode. Let's see what happens. And then the last episode coming up next week. And I definitely like this episode. It just, some of the sappy stuff at the beginning was kind of silly. So let me know what you think, guys, about the second episode, 21st episode of Supergirl Season 2. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
You're still here.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Peace.
It's over.